tuning into the Traveling Pants of a Single Mom. And of course, I got my girls, Ziggy and Ty. Say, hey, y'all.
What's
Hey.
up?
And today we got a special guest. We got my broham all the way from Jersey. Travis, say what's up.
What's going on, guys?
Yes. So what you over there doing today?
Well, right now I'm just preparing myself for an event I'm having later on this week. My sister had called me and said, listen, she want to do a podcast. And I'm like, hey, let's do it.
Let's make it happen, Captain.
What else?
It wasn't that easy, but you know what I mean? It wasn't that easy, but you know, we made it happen.
I look a mess, Tasha. You can't keep putting me in.
Okay, we all, you know,
I look.
they don't want,
That's your
we
brother.
all look a mess.
No, Tasha look.
Yeah,
Nah,
Tasha do look cute. That's why he
Yeah.
said.
Okay.
Guys, don't mind us. We over here on the FaceTime and stuff like that. So, so today we're gonna talk about what was the topic, Ziggy?
Oh, we were gonna talk about why are women's opinions and feelings prioritized over men's, right?
Right.
In
right.
society.
Because we're the bomb.com. That's
Right. So, Trav, you picked the topic. So, tell me what you feel about this. Like, why is this a problem for you? Why is it a thing?
Well, I mean, I feel like it's something that's overlooked. Because most, or I should say some men, you know, because, you know, they respect their woman or whatnot. They whatever they say or whatever they start saying or telling them to do over them, or whatever they know to do, they just always listen to the female, and whatever they were doing just gets thrown away, in a sense. So I guess my question is to you guys, like, why do you think that happened, or even like, how can we fix that?
I don't know if it's something that could be fixed. I mean, at the end of the day,
I feel like we live in a society where everybody is just too pussy these days. Like, nobody can take constructive criticism. No, like the whole like LGBT, like they attack anybody who doesn't agree with gay. And I feel like, where's my freedom of speech? Or where's, like, I can still not agree with something and, you know, and not be affected. It doesn't bother me, but it's not something I agree with. It's the same thing with that. It's like the whole feminist movement. I mean, men in society are afraid to hurt women's feelings, so they just let them.
they are.
I don't know.
I don't know about that.
No, like, I mean, that's
I
why
guess-
they would.
You mean, like, I guess if they're in a relationship, but even then, men, I don't know. I feel like it depends. Like, I would say,
I mean, that's why when I said what I said, you know, you gotta be specific, because it's like all men. It's
It's just
Yeah,
society
and-
to me.
and I feel like, yeah, in society, you have one or the other. Like, you have the guy that is overly aggressive and, you know, controlling. And then on the other hand of that, you have the guy that's, you know, he listens more, and, you know, he tries to take control, but with her, you know, by his side. Whereas, you know, some men like to take control fully. You know,
So-
but I guess I'm more targeting the men that, you know, try to be there for the woman.
so
You know,
basically,
but
you're
still-
the guy that wants to take control, but you also want to keep your woman's opinions or what she wants to do relevant. So,
Trying to make her happy, huh?
Trav, don't get hurt out here in these city streets.
No, I think you guys are getting off topic.
Yeah.
How?
Because, like, listen to this. So what if, so like a girl can decide if she wants to keep a baby or not and get an abortion, but if a man didn't want the baby, she could still make him have a baby if he doesn't want it. Like, it's just like her opinion is the only one that matters.
Correct. No.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? So, and I feel like that's fucked up. You shouldn't
Yeah,
force
that's more-
certain things.
That's what you're trying to say.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Why is that? Why are women?
Well,
why is it more? And I agree with you, Travi. Like, why should I'm calling you Travi?
Travi.
That's fine. Travis is fine.
Why is it that a female's perspective or outlook is more important than a man? Like, they should have, in that case, you know, not only speaking about like if it was a choice between keeping a child or having, you know, or
his opinion should matter, right?
Why would a woman's opinion matter more than the men? You know what I mean? Because his life is going to be...
They say because it's her body.
It's her body, though.
But still, if she needed him to have that body in her body.
So don't be...
I mean, that's true, but...
It takes two to tango.
Right.
Not one to decide, you know?
Right.
True. Okay, Trav. Okay, I mean, that's valid, but I mean, at the end of the day, it's the female's body, and
I don't want to specify that we're talking about that.
Just that in
but just
general.
period.
But
that's just a good
right.
example.
But like, just that alone, why do you think that happens?
Well, first, I usually feel like it's a woman trying to control the man or keep the man or, out of desperation. Because honestly, if a woman was smart, she would never have a baby with a man who does not want that baby.
Right.
Because that means you're doing it alone.
Correct.
And you should. If you decide to make an executive decision and make him have a baby and he don't want to do it, you should do it by yourself.
And overall, if there's any decisions, period, that you make without the man's
Opinion
in it, then that's
you take
your
full
business.
responsibility.
You take full responsibility of whatever that decision you make. So if you choose on where you want to live and you say I want to live here or whatever, why does it matter where you want to be versus where I want to be at? If we want to move out of state, why does it matter more than
What they say, happy wife, happy life. So
yeah, but why is the woman more?
But what if the decision
women-
that they're making is, basically selfish?
Right.
I think that if a man knows that it's not the right choice, it's on him to... Right, Trav, you doing the most over there.
I'm sorry, the phone fell.
I feel like a guy should know, like, boom, this decision... I forgot where I was going with it when the phone fell.
Because you just can't pay attention. You see what I'm saying?
The phone fell. I lost my train of thought.
Anyway,
But basically, I feel like a man should know. And
Like
what?
who he dealing with?
Yeah, who he dealing with or what he's dealing with. So like say if it's the choice to go move somewhere and he know that's not a good choice, I feel like a man should put his foot down and make that executive decision that no, we can't do that. I think that's the
As the head of the household or the leader of the family,
you make that executive decision. No, this is so. I think I don't know if you struggle with this, but sometimes you just probably have to make that executive decision. If you know something is best a certain way, make that executive decision.
that kind of goes back to when we was talking about our last episode with the submission, and where a man can pretty much take control. I think if it's something that you're doing that any woman sees or as being, a smart decision or a smart move, our move, they'll follow behind you. Because I think one of the things is why a woman decision always comes up more important than a man is majority of the times, and no offense, but sometimes women have, we some of those things like moving and having a kid.
Yeah, we get more detail.
We get more detail in those things, and I think we have the ability to make the right.
We'll do more research,
right?
Most women will. You know what I mean? So I think that's why, right? Most women will. So it's like I think that's half of the time why you think, okay, give women that credit when it comes to certain things. But then it goes back, like I said, to be fair, when we talked about our last episode with the submission, that's a lot of women's problem too. We always think that we know it all,
Right.
Yeah. If you men are able and smart enough to make the right decisions and right moves, I think we want to have a change. Travi, you know what? You're right. Maybe we should move here. You give me a logical reason why we should move here, or why we should keep this kid, or why we shouldn't have this kid. What's the logical reason?
But I think,
Men are usually logical, though.
I think where men go wrong though is that they don't want to argue.
Right.
So it just becomes a situation where the woman makes the decisions because we are more nagging, we are more like pressing. We
I
will.
was just gonna say that too.
Yeah, like and then y'all just be like, you know what, fuck it, I can't. Okay,
Whatever.
She want to move to.
Pack this shit up, let's go.
Let's just go. You know what I'm saying? I think that's where the problem lies with the decision making in men is that y'all don't want to put the energy in to kind of like
To fight back.
to fight back. So it's like fuck it.
whatever she say, go.
And then happy
then-
wife, happy life.
There you go. So it's like whatever.
But what about
But
the man? He should be
and
happy
again,
too.
You know, and when you sometimes when you start an argument with some woman, or anyone, that argument just might prolong into something that it might not even need to prolong into. You know what I'm saying? And that even puts a strain on the relationship, because that means if you guys both go head to head all the time, that's not good, right?
No.
So
So you saying men allow the woman's opinion to go because he's trying to keep
the
them.
peace?
Yeah.
keep the peace.
So that's what you do to keep the peace?
That's what I do.
Yeah, is that what you do?
I mean, I feel like sometimes, but not all the time.
You're making it worse because you're allowing her to be a brat. So then she's gonna get used to that.
Correct, right?
Yep.
Yeah, put that foot down every single time.
You gotta put that foot down. Even if you feel like, I mean, I wouldn't say that. Damn,
The best way for men to like get at women. Have you guys ever watched My Wife and Kids?
yes.
He was like the perfect example of how a father should run his family.
Yeah.
He teaches them lessons. He's so petty, but the lessons are actually good. He's really strategic in the things that he does to show his family.
Even not only just as a
His point of
parent, even with his wife.
Yes.
Like, yeah.
It's so funny. It's so good. I think that's a good.
You might have to watch some episodes.
You ain't never
Right.
watched them?
Yeah, I might have
See you
to
like that no more.
get some pointers.
Yeah, get some insight.
Well, it's not a new show, but it do still come on. I don't know what
You never seen My Wife and Kids, Chav?
Yeah, I know.
with
what show
Damon
it is.
Wayans. Hilarious.
Yeah, it's a funny show.
Oh wait, I want to take a brief pause real quick to say rest in peace to John Witherspoon.
Bang, 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 bang.
Had to do it.
Yes, rest in peace to John. We done lost a real one. He was also a TV dad,
Yes.
He was also a TV dad. So yeah. So I'm sorry. I just had to take a break because I knew I was gonna forget. To say that. But yeah. Back to the topic. So Tosh, do you got anything else to say about it?
Nah, I mean, like Travi's right. I mean, but you know, hey,
It's like,
It's society.
what can you do?
yeah, what can you do? Just listen to the female Travi. Just make.
It's like the whole Me Too movement, the feminist movement, like all these things to make women matter or make them feel like they have this power that they don't really have.
You think they?
When it's really two roles in a relationship, the man and the woman.
Correct.
Submit and let him lead. And nobody knows their role anymore. So we're fighting for rights with the feminist movement and all the Me Too shit, and then men are still trying to like, we don't give a fuck, like you don't have any power. They still are in most of the executive positions. They're still, running all the major companies and stuff like that. I don't know. I think we're beating a dead horse.
Right. Me too.
Should just
Well, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if I'm getting off topic, but
we always do. It's okay.
did you guys know? So there's something in the middle of the street, a piece of metal. They call them manhole covers, right? Mm-hmm. Did you know in California they changed the name
Shut up.
because, I guess a group of people felt offended that it was called manhole covers because of the man in front of it. So they changed it to service holes.
Wow, I didn't know that. In California?
Yeah.
See, this is what
Woman
pisses me
power.
off.
Right.
We got people that's homeless and starving, and people have time to worry about the name of a fucking cover for a hole in the street.
But that's what I'm saying.
That's ridiculous. Like,
and
grow up and get over it.
The feminist movement has become like the gay rights or whatever. It's like you can't talk bad
Can't
about
get
it. You know what I'm saying? And then when it becomes like a big problem, if you give your opinion on it, it's like they about to condemn you because
Period.
you know what I'm saying.
You have to
you have to agree with
or nothing
Right.
else. And that's not the way being a human being works. That's not the way the world should work. It's a world where it's made to support all the weak people.
We should do what they doing though.
Because the people who gonna do what they gonna do, doing what they gonna do, regardless. But the people who are too meek or weak to do anything in their personal life, they fighting for dumbass rights like manhole cover names. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, find something better to do with your time.
Right.
Why the fuck are you worried about the manhole cover name? Get a life and grow up.
Right.
It's like in the Me Too movement. I think the Me Too movement is bullshit. It's a lot of women, not saying that they should have ever been put in those situations, but they were put in
who
those
put that-
situations because of what their intentions were in the first place, because you were there for a reason. You wanted to go connect with this man for a reason. So
That's so true.
you wanted to get what you wanted, and he wanted to get what he wanted.
right.
But now, since he made you feel stupid probably because you didn't get what you wanted and he still got what he wanted, now you want to say, oh, he did this to me. But you were still up in that hotel room.
Right.
You knew
Multiple
the man was
times.
married. Right. Why the fuck was you in his hotel room, in this old married man's hotel room? Why?
She was trying to make them down.
Right.
You thought y'all was finna go play Monopoly or something? No, he wants to set that pussy out, bitch. Why are you here?
Yeah, that's
sorry.
true. That's how I've always felt, especially when the whole what's the guy Bill Cosby thing came up. It's like all them women, like, you went back multiple times to this man hotel.
You wanted it. She loved it. What'd you say, Ty?
She loved that pudding pop.
Right.
Jello pudding.
It's ridiculous. He drugged them. That was wrong because he don't know if they could have had any type of allergic reaction to
Did
the
he
drug.
really drug them?
We don't know. We wasn't there.
But either way,
But the bitch walked up the steps or got on the elevator. It's her fault. That's
Right.
You shouldn't have been there.
But a woman's word stands stronger than that man's word. When they go to court,
Exactly.
it's always the woman over the
Yo, that's
man.
another thing.
Always.
What's another thing?
Like, alright. You know, like when females be like, I was raped, right? Or whatever. Mm-hmm. Like, why is it so much different for a man to say that?
Right? Or when
Because I feel like
Because that can really happen.
right.
Men do
You'll
get
be
raped.
looked at like you're not masculine.
Right. I think what it is because
Why you smiling, Tasha? You
Why?
laughing
Because a man's nature is usually, you know, he wants
men in your
sex.
lifetime.
no.
Right.
She's cheesing, y'all.
No, because I was
She gonna have a Me Too movement.
I actually was thinking about your story, so just chill. Right?
Oh yeah, you got to finish.
I was telling you about your story, but I think what it is because men are like they're strong, so it's like you.
Not all the time. You got some.
I know you do, but most times, even if they whingy, they still.
Because it's in a
more-
man's nature
right.
to want to have sex.
So, I mean, at the end of the day, yes, it can happen that a guy get raped. But it's like your big ass gonna let like
I
your
don't want to do this big dog.
Right.
This is a big woman, 300-pound woman on a little 120.
But still, even if a woman at 300 pounds, most times she
What if it's a
really
young boy?
That's different.
That's
I'm
what-
talking
it's
about
still
a
a man.
man.
That's child
It's a man.
molestation.
Yeah, that right. I'm not talking about young boys. I'm talking about
He could be like
a grown
19.
ass,
He
as
could
my
be
mother would
19.
say, a big ass staring man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, who?
Grown man.
Chucked. Big
Yeah,
chucked
big
man.
attractive man. Like, who? You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying it's impossible. But at the same time, like Travis, you gonna make a
Punch the
you
bitch
gonna make
if
a
she
woman
raping you.
rape you?
What if the lady is
Contract?
mad strong?
I mean, that's kind of weird.
Right, but you brought it up. So, but would you let a woman rape you, or is it possible for a woman to rape you?
He would probably allow it.
What
That's
about
bias.
what if they were manipulated?
Right.
That happens a lot. You get manipulated out.
So you got manipulated, and
How did you feel
like
afterwards?
I don't get it. I'm sorry.
Did
I
you wanna
cannot
take her
see
to
a man.
court?
I mean, I just can't see a man getting raped.
I'm just asking.
Why not?
Why you asking?
Yeah, I can see that.
You know what? And I agree with Travis because now that brings me back
Women
to
manipulate.
the topic that I've been wanting to talk about for the men that get abused out here. There's men that be getting beat up. I
that's
personally
true.
knew 2 men that was getting black eyes coming to work with sunglasses on. And in my opinion, I grew up in a domestic violent home that my dad was like knocking people all over the place.
Yeah,
but in my
but yeah.
mind, I'm like, when I see men getting like beat up, like in my mind, I'm thinking, knock her down, like
Yeah.
punch her somewhere. You know what I mean?
But they know the consequences.
They know
Right.
this.
And it's sad because
Well, they
that
got
goes
their-
back to what he's saying.
yeah.
Why is it that the woman is over the man? In that circumstance, it would be the female has more say. So why? Because
she probably look
up in
put
the
and
eye,
brute, right?
It's not right. Wrong is
It's
wrong.
wrong, right?
Yeah, they don't care.
But I mean, I guess when the cop go there, like say a man and a woman they having a fight, the cop go there, the woman looks more bruised up than the man. He's automatically looking at the woman like you were
Yeah.
were the ringleader.
Exactly. Correct.
They don't care in Florida no more.
They
Whoever
take
called
both their
first,
asses. Oh, sorry.
or whoever called first, the other one going to jail.
For real.
No, I thought they take both of them to jail now.
It's sometimes. No, but yeah, no, they don't care no more. Woman can take her ass straight to jail.
Trav, where you went?
It don't matter. He talking. But I mean, but
But, yeah, that's the real thing. My
Yeah.
auntie used to beat her husband up.
I'm telling you, I know a couple.
How you beat a whole man? Like, put the
I'm not
man
even
up.
gonna front though. I'm not even gonna front. Like I went to a house today, and
Today.
He's a plumber.
and this guy, I mean, he was at home.
Laying the pipe. You tired of me, Travis?
Well, you got the toast.
Laying that piss like I see you, Travis.
Vicky, I can have you. I swear to God, I can't.
All day. That's why you ain't talking about getting raped. You up there out there.
Right, laying the pot. And I was thinking, this is my brother. This my brother. I can't use imagery. You know, like
But
yeah.
I'm thinking about him. You know he
You
laying
want to talk
pipe.
about laying pipe, and then you sitting there laughing and carrying on. Like the hell? What pipe you laying, Travis?
All of them.
Okay.
In
Anyway,
the
go
kitchen, in
ahead.
the bathroom, in the laundry room. Where you on this pipe? Baby, where you want? Where you want these pipes?
Travis, what you was saying? So you went to the person's house, right?
Poor Travis.
Yo, this nigga can't even keep his composure. Like, come on, what happened?
Anyway, so I was saying that I went to the guy, the house or whatever. So I went to look at the problem, and
Go ahead.
I went to look at the problem, right? And I told him the price or whatever, and he's like, "Oh, I gotta wait for my wife." I gotta wait for my wife, and I'm like, "All right, bet." And I'm like, "You have an emergency going on in your house, and you gotta wait for your wife to make a decision?"
Right.
Beach ass nigga.
Yo, me and my friend left there was like, "Yo, he probably get abused, bro." Cause like,
He was adamant, like, I gotta wait. So what was
yeah,
like it was
I'm like, bruh. You feel me?
Like your
So,
shit
that's
finna
a good
cave
question
in.
that you bring up. Why does that even happen? And why do we allow that as men? Why do we allow that to?
because they know that y'all don't want to hear the nagging.
You tell us.
Y'all don't want to hear that. That's the reason. Because like let's say you said
he was afraid.
Say you would say he probably was afraid. But say you say it's $1,000 to do the job. I mean, I don't know the numbers, but say you say it's $1,000 to do the job, right?
Yeah.
And then somebody down the street say it's $700 to do the job. She probably gonna bitch about the difference, and it's like, shit, I gotta I don't know.
The wife might be more when it comes
I like-
to
might handle
like,
finances.
Like, might be financially more.
She might handle
you know,
finances.
men will be like, yeah, just fix it, and then she comes
Or
like,
she just
honey,
aggressive.
why did you make that? You knew we had da da da. So maybe
So
that's
good,
the reason
check
why I
this
tried.
out.
But he probably was getting his ass beat.
If it was a man who runs his household, she ain't gonna
Right.
She's not gonna
Exactly.
say anything because she already
Exactly,
know
like-
he a man. He got this.
Right, something like that. I would feel like my
She know he
husband
made
got
the
it.
best decision. Right.
Right.
Especially something like that. The house.
Yeah, like,
But like,
especially.
as
I mean, I
Ziggy
could see
said,
if he
what
was
was it,
coming.
Ziggy?
I could
Yo,
see
check
if.
out the following K being like,
She was the bitch ass nigga.
oh, beach ass nigga.
I could see. Look, why you gotta do the face though, Travis? I could see if somebody came to put up curtains.
Right.
Then I can understand that. But fucking a
Perfect.
plumbing decision?
Like that's a man decision.
Yeah.
I need you
Wait,
here.
what?
Huh?
Y'all hire people to put up curtains?
I mean, some
No.
people do.
Yeah,
We don't.
rich
'cause
people do.
Rich people
You're
do.
right. You're right.
Cause, wait, I mean, mommy them not rich, but didn't mommy have somebody come do like a
Yeah.
put up curtains
You
at
don't
the
have
house?
to be rich to do
Yeah,
that,
you don't
but
have to be
people
rich. Yeah, people. You know, I ain't. You know, I'm just buying little Walmart
You
curtains.
just put up your sheets.
Yeah, no, I ain't. I'm no, ma'am, no, ma'am.
It's a no.
Tosh, you been coming for me lately.
Oh, that's cold blooded.
She been coming for me lately.
Why?
You ever come to my house and she sees put up?
Did she turn you on? He tired of us. He in the class.
Travis, you ain't tired of us.
Ooh, anyway,
He has giraffe pussy.
Trav,
thank you so much, Trav, for your information and for joining us today on the Travel Pants of a Single Mommy. We love it. We love it. Travis, stop it. Stop. I said, anyway.
He is in the
Um,
clouds.
You got to add, you got
dead,
you got a Wisdom Wednesday for us today.
Oh yeah, the Wisdom Wednesday was. Stop putting.
Okay.
No, I
You
look.
want to see Tasha? Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead. What's
The Wisdom Wednesday was smart businessmen only hire people smarter than them.
You heard that, Travi?
So that's what, and I've heard multiple billionaires say that. Yeah, I don't know what.
Yo, I'm
He's trying to come over here and lay some pipe.
Yeah, I heard that. That's a good one. I think that's true.
That is true. Most people. Steve Jobs said it. Like the man who owned Amazon, what's his name? Bezos. He said it. They only hire people who are smarter than them. So anybody who comes along, they're not competent, or just because they're nice, or they don't get the job. You have to be smarter than me and able to handle the job better than me.
Yo, that's what they do at my job. They be hiring anybody.
They do?
What?
That's messed up.
Nah, they don't last though. So
They don't laugh.
yeah.
All right, well, we're going to wrap it up.
Wrap it up.
We're going to wrap it up, guys. Tonight was just like a free-flowing night.
Thanks, Travi.
But this one was for the men out there because we
Yeah.
never do anything.
Yeah. You don't have to hang up, though.
You don't want to let the man go. Let
Not
the
that
man.
I
He
want
got to finish decorating for the party.
my friend.
Well, just give him Tasha's number.
Anyway,
Trav. Anyway, thanks for listening to the Traveling Pants of a Single Mom, and we out.
Peace.